Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, back here with another episode of the Salary Cap Report. On today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the salary changes for Tuesday, June 10th, which there are a number of, and I think a lot of you guys are going to be excited when you go through your collections, or if you don't have the chance to do that this morning and you're watching my video first, you'll be happy to see what I have to report in terms of those salary changes. And then we're going to use those adjusted salaries to rebuild our lineup, because you could see on this screen right here that the salary cap lineup that I had been running over the weekend is now 3,500 salary below that salary cap. So we have some room to add to our team if we want to. Finally, at the end of the video today, we're going to be opening up a couple of packs that I've been honestly waiting all season to open. I know many of you guys who have been playing this game mode on a daily basis, on any sort of frequent basis, are probably already at level 40. I just hit level 38 I think yesterday when I got home from work and played a little bit, but it's really these packs at level 37, the 100 overall premium pack that you get from the premium pass, and then the Dark Matter Plus option pack, which I think that pack is going to be much more relevant for our salary cap lineup. And we'll talk about why I'm interested in Dark Matters when we get to the lineup builder portion of this video. Just a couple of housekeeping things real quick. First and foremost, really excited to announce that the Broth Cindy MyTeam show, the podcast that I just rebranded yesterday actually, but the podcast that I used to record on this channel with my guy Harry, we used to do it every season, and then as time has gone on, we started uploading and recording those videos less and less frequently, and now we've gotten to the point that we had not recorded a podcast for my team together since December 15th 2024, which was nearly 200 days ago. Harry and I got together last night in Discord and we recorded a My Team podcast again for the first time in almost 200 days, and it's our longest podcast to date because we had a lot to catch up on. Over 2 hours of My Team podcasting content. If you are into the long form content, we are bringing it back. I don't know how often we're going to bring it back, but at the very least we have one podcast episode in the chamber, and that is dropping tomorrow, Wednesday, June 11th at, I think we're going to shoot for 4 p.m. Eastern. So, if you are like me, you're trying to, wrap up your season 7 level 40 grind, if you're trying to just grind out event collectibles for the Champions Festival event, whatever you may be doing in My Team, if you want something to listen to in the background, I would greatly appreciate it if you gave our podcast a chance. So yeah, that's dropping tomorrow, Wednesday, June 11th at 4 p.m. And then the second thing I want to talk about really quick, I'm not going to be covering what we're getting content wise today, because we're getting these super packs again. We're getting agendas that are just going to give us a shattered prize piece towards that 100 overall premium pack that we can redeem next week, and we don't have any more of those NBA playoff spotlight sims cards, because we only have one card left to get, and that is the invincible from whichever team ends up winning the NBA Finals, and the series is currently tied at 1-1. So we don't really have a lot, I think, coming for us down the pipeline in terms of content we can talk about until Friday, which kind of sucks, but that means we can focus more on these salary changes, and boy, are there a lot. Let me quickly make sure that I'm recording, because I don't trust myself this early in the morning. Yes. Okay, cool. We are, it looks like. All right. So, as I mentioned, the team that I had been running in salary cap over the course of the weekend is now 3,500 salary under the limit. And I really like this lineup. If you guys took a look at my record, we ended up going, I think we were 5-1 when we had uploaded the Saturday episode of the salary cap report, and you can see now we are 9-3. So that makes us what, 4-2 since we uploaded that video, which is not bad. 4-2 is not as good as 5-1, but it is the next best thing, and I will take it, man. Salary cap it's been sweaty for months, and it continues to stay really sweaty, unfortunately. It's just, the way they have the game mode set up where, the matchmaking isn't nearly as skill-based, if at all, compared to Showdown Tier 1, and the rewards are better in Salary Cap, in my opinion, than in any other game mode. So, especially for the amount of time that you're investing in Salary Cap to get that 100 overall, because it just requires 2,500 points every 2 weeks in Salary Cap. But going to the lineup, this is what I ran, and it was a good lineup. I feel like I could have played better with it. I mean, hence the 4-2 record. But again, with that being said, to win 66% of your games, I can't complain. But we do have a bunch of salary changes, and I want to go over them with you. I want to first, before we get into anything, talk about how, I think all the players that we had in the starting lineup were at the same salary as they were on Saturday, which makes sense because Anthony Black, Jabari Smith, Donovan Clingan were all minned out as pink diamonds at 5,000 salary. Hakeem Warwick and Paolo Banchero were at 2,000, minned out for the diamond tier. If you looked at the bench though from Saturday's video, you would have noticed that all of my players were at 2,000 salary. The reason why I brought Larry Sanders in was because he was replacing, I think it was Nikola Jovic, who was at 2,000 salary as an amethyst, and Larry Sanders was minned out at 2,000 as a diamond. So I figured, well, if I'm going to spend 2,000 salary, why not dedicate that towards, a diamond player that has more badges and is going to give me more defensively than Nikola Jovic. Well, I don't have to worry about that right now because you can see my entire bench of amethyst cards have seen their salaries reduced back down to 1,200, which is great. I'm very, very happy about that. And so what that means is, first and foremost, I can bench Larry Sanders now for Nikola Jovic, who's also at 1,200 salary. And before we get on to the starting lineup changes that I'm going to make, I'm going to breeze past the 100 overalls. You can see a number of these Dark Matter cards are at 10,000. In fact, it looks like all of my Dark Matters are at 10,000 salary, which is the lowest salary a Dark Matter can be. All of my Galaxy Opals are down to 8,000, except for the, who was that at 8,500? Trevor Ariza, who's a part of the Champion set, which just came out on Friday. Not surprised that that set is as expensive as it is. Now, Andrew Bogut is the only Opal, I think, that I have that is at 10,000 salary. Is that correct? He is, and that does make sense. I actually ran into a couple of people, including this one guy who I beat, and I wish I recorded it on YouTube. I beat, I think, the 26th ranked guy on the salary cap leaderboards, and he was running that Bogut duo with Bogut at point guard, and all he did was spam back cuts, which made it really annoying. I had to get really creative with my defensive matchups in that game, and I never really spend like a ton of time thinking about how I want to do matchups. I'll usually just change my point of attack defender and try to hide my point guard on whoever my opponent is not trying to create offense with when they have the ball. But I had to be more creative because my opponent was just, he was trying to attack my team with back cuts. And so it made it for a really sweaty game. And I saw Andrew Bogut at point guard, I think, one other time. So I would not be shocked if a lot of people are running Andrew Bogut at point guard now with his new dynamic duo with Maurice Spates. So I'm okay with him being at 10,000 salary. In terms of the pink diamonds, again, outside of the Champions cards, it seems like all of the pink diamonds have dropped back down to 5,000 salary, which again is massive. I was happy that 2K raised all the salaries up last Tuesday because it did sort of streamline salary cap, and it made it to where people weren't able to bring these top heavy god squads. And I think in that same video last week, I said that, that update was fine, but it couldn't last very long. And lo and behold, 2K on Saturday reduced some of the salaries back down to their minimum tiers. And now today, for the final update of round 2 of salary cap, it looks like 2K has reverted all the players' salaries back down to the minimum for their tiers, which is great. Again, all these pink diamonds, while I've been talking outside of, who was that at 8K? Who's at 8K? Who did I just go by? Oh, Trae Young. Okay, of all the pink diamonds to keep at 8K, Trae Young, crazy. Yeah, again, all these cards, 5,000 in the pink diamond tier. All these diamonds should be 2,000, it looks like, except for who's 4,000. Okay, James Silas, really random. Okay, Maurice Spates, also, again, part of that Andrew Bogut dynamic duo at 4,000 salary. Every other diamond, for the most part, it looks like, is at 2,000 salary, which is great. Oh yeah, and then Tyson Chandler. I guess it makes sense. All these cards that got duos are probably still heavily, heavily inflated with their salary. Let's move on now to the Amethyst. You can see these cards are all at 1200 as well, which is great. Now, look, I am not going to say outright that this is the lineup I'm going to be running, but this is the lineup that I want to try to run. So first and foremost, when I see that all the salaries have minned out, I have to bring out one of my favorite duos back, and that is the dynamic duo of Joakim Noah and Corey Brewer. Absolutely love this duo. Now, the question for me is, do I want to bring the Toumani Camara and Shaden Sharp duo back? And the reason why I'm kind of conflicted is because Corey Brewer, Toumani Camara, and Shaden Sharp all can only play shooting guard or small forward. And so unless I were to try to run Toumani Camara and Shaden Sharp, off of the bench, I'm not going to be able to, have them run with Corey Brewer or Joakim Noah. But then the problem is I have Isaiah Collier and Cody Williams, and I love this dynamic duo, and Cody Williams can only play small forward or shooting guard. So I'm not going to be able to run Toumani Camara, unfortunately, with his duo in Shaden Sharp. Which is, it's fine. Shaden Sharp's jumper was really inconsistent for me anyways. But you could still see that we have a lot of salary now to work with by benching Donovan Clingan for Joakim Noah and then benching Jabari Smith for Corey Brewer. And so now we have a number of directions we can go in. But for the purposes of the video, what I'm thinking of doing is trying another dark matter card here for the first time ever, bringing in a dark matter. And that dark matter, as of right now for me, is going to be Josh Giddey, who is my starting point guard currently in salary cap, and bringing him in puts us at 29,900 salary, which, that means I could bring in one more Emerald off the bench if I wanted to replace like Desanya Diop. I think having Tyronn Lue is a good idea because he's really good. There are so many people in salary cap who bring in God squads and then they just run Tyronn Lue as their bench point guard, and they end up cooking me with Tyronn Lue. It's crazy. He's so damn good in this game. But yeah, this is the lineup I'm considering running right now. I don't know if I want to maybe bring in another pink diamond to replace a guy like Hakeem Warwick or Paolo Banchero. I just think both of these cards are so damn good as diamond. My Paolo is relatively badged out, and then this Hakeem Warwick card, really good jumper, really good badges, and he's 6'9". So I think this is a pretty solid lineup. Let me know in the comments down below, with all these salaries changing, who are some of the players that you're bringing back into your salary cap lineups? Some other players I'm thinking of bringing in if I wanted to downgrade from Josh Giddey to like Anthony Black again. I could run Corey Brewer at the 3 and then bring Jabari Smith, the pink diamond, back. Another card I'm debating bringing in potentially, is he shooting guard or small forward? He is small forward. So I finally got a Julius Erving card. I got this one for 7K. He came with multiple added Hall of Fame badges. You can see he has 8 added Hall of Fame badges. I believe Julius Erving comes with 11 Hall of Famers 11 Hall of Famers stock. He has 19 on this one, including on-ball menace, which is great. Then he has 1 legend badge, which is pick dodger. So I did try a couple of games running him as my point of attack defender, and he did a really good job for me. I just feel like I don't really do a whole lot of scoring in isolation with my with my shooting guard. They usually don't have the ball in their hands unless they're going to catch and shoot it. They don't really like create offense for me, whereas my point guards usually do. And that's why I try to always at least have, a quality pink diamond, or in this case now with this lineup, a dark matter point guard, because they're going to be handling the brunt of the offensive duties. And so, we'll see what we end up doing. But as of right now, this is the direction I'm leaning towards going in with this salary cap lineup. All right. Also, by the way, if you're still trying to grind out those win streak awards online like this one, the nice thing is you don't have to play salary cap or showdown for this anymore. I got this done in triple threat online on old gen. I brought Sean Livingston, Birdman, Chris Anderson, and then Trevor Ariza, and I was able to get 3 wins very easily. There are still people that are playing with free agent cards, or I think I actually played 1 team with free agent cards and then 2 teams with invincibles and 100 overalls, and those 2 teams really weren't all that good, which was to my benefit because I was able to win running 3 Galaxy Opal cards from a Friday promo. So that's what I would recommend. But if you want to run salary cap with the Champions cards, it's going to be easier to do so now that all these salaries have been minned out. All right, with that being said, let's get into the packs, man. I'm excited to open up these 2 packs right here. Final check to make sure that I am recording. Looks like I am. Hi, YouTube. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the Dark Matter option pack. Obviously, we have to. And again, I think this pack could potentially be more relevant for us than the 100 overall, just because of the way salaries work out, right? So we're going to start with this pack right here, and we're going to hope, I mean, I don't even know what I would want to see out of this, but I will say it would be nice to see a Dark Matter center like a David Robinson or someone that I could bring in salary cap if I wanted to. Dark Matter D-Rob, Chet Holmgren, Dark Matter Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know, I think those cards would all be really nice to potentially bring into salary cap. But again, there's so many bad Dark Matter, so this pack can definitely flop. Hoping for just one option that can get me really excited to potentially use in my main squad and in my salary cap squad. So here we go. Dark Matter overall premium option pack. Give me something good. We get Kareem, baby. We got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I am not mad at that. We asked for it, and 2K delivered. The rest of these options all suck. Holy mother of God. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, welcome to the squad. So happy to have you. That is a great pull. And now we have a 100 overall. Let's look at the 100 overalls that I have, because I think the only one I have that is not a card that you earn from playing the game is Yao Ming, I think. Is that right? No, I have Clyde. How could I forget about Clyde Drexler? So we have Yao Ming and we have Clyde. And look, there are a number of 100 overalls that are currently out there. I don't want to be that YouTuber that goes through all the different ones. You guys know the ones that I would want and the ones that I would not want. I just don't feel like I'm in a place where I can complain because I got 100 overall Yao Ming last week. So what I'm going to say is I would like to not get a duplicate. So don't give me Yao Ming and don't give me Clyde Drexler. I would obviously prefer to not get some of the older 100 overalls that are maybe more troll-like, you know, Devin Booker or Luka. But even then, those cards would be fine. Patrick Ewing is another troll card. I would not be excited if I got him, especially now that I got Kareem in terms of my God squad. But Patrick Ewing is a freaking all-time Knick. I could put him into my Knicks lineup and I'll be totally happy. And if they want to give me Porzingis, I'll be even happier because that card's an actual good 100 overall center. So here we go. Let's open this up, man. And let's see if 2K wants to bless us for the second week in a row with another good 100 overall. 2K, please be kind. Please be kind. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. Eastern Conference, 99 close. This is a big. It's going to be a Knicks player, I think. Oh, it's Dwight Howard. Okay, so we get Dwight. Dwight is not great, but I also don't think Dwight is necessarily awful, if that makes sense. I have not... I actually enjoy using Dwight Howard cards in this game, usually just because I feel like he moves so quickly on the court. Let's bring him in. I'm now going to... Of course, I get Dwight and Kareem, which is hilarious. But Dwight can play power forward, which is nice because he's only 6'10". So I guess Dwight's more of a power forward than a center for me, which that's going to make it a little annoying just because we have Tim Duncan and I'm going to more than likely get Miles Turner, assuming we get a good Invincible for the NBA Finals team that wins. Let's just quickly take Dwight into shoot around and see what that jump shot is like as I go into the wrong tab to try out a player's jump shot. Is this the right lineup? Let's see. Yes, Dwight Howard is here. All right, let's see. So Dwight Howard has hot spots everywhere. What's that jumper like? Ooh, okay, not bad. I actually don't mind that jumper at all. Well, I think I just got my my new bench backcourt. I do think I like Tim Duncan's jumper a little bit more. It's a little bit faster, but I don't hate this jumper. I actually prefer the slightly slower jumpers, like not super slow, but a jumper that's a little slower will help me with timing it because I don't really trust my timing. I actually don't mind that card at all. Not bad. Not bad. I guess we can do a quick lineup update. Uh, not too bad, not too bad. Actually, it's going to take a lot of work because I was running a squad for agendas. So, yeah. All right, well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Again, let me know down below in the comments if you are still playing salary cap this round or this season. Who are some of the players that you're adding to your lineup now that we've had all these salaries drop? I know a lot of people were really frustrated last week when the salaries went up to 8K for Pink Diamonds, 10K for Dark Matters. Sorry, 10K for Galaxy Opals, 12.5K, I believe, for Dark Matters, so on and so forth. So really nice to see the salaries have all come down for these final few days. This is what they usually do at the end of a round, just to, you know, I don't know why, but they do it at the end of every round, so I'm going to try to take advantage of it. I only need, I think, 5 more wins, so hopefully I can get to that win total relatively easily without much stress. But knowing the way this game works, I'm going to probably go 9-9 and then end up getting 2,500 that way. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Until next time, I'll see you later.